All right, so I think some of you must have attended our previous session where we covered a lot of good topics. One topic that we covered last time was about the 2021.1 new features. Kathy and I went over all the new features that Tableau has introduced, some of the key ones, not all, but most of the key features that they have introduced. And then towards the end of our session last time, we also introduced this hackathon event that a lot of you have already participated in. So first of all, thank you all for participating in this hackathon event. So what we had done as part of this hackathon event is that we shared the data sheet with you all. This is the IPEDS data sheet that we all shared. And then we had given you a problem statement, and the expectation was that all the people who are participating in this event, they will be able to use this data set and maybe additional data sets also, and then be able to provide answers to those 5 problem statements that we had included. So if you can go to the next slide, Kathy, and this was American University data set that you all must have seen. So the main problem statement that we had was, if I am a student or the parent of a student, and I'm looking to find the best education institutes or colleges for my kids, what should be some of the key considerations that I should look at? So there were 5 or 6 different considerations that we had included. It could be based on demographic distribution, gender, race, sex, etc. It could also be based on research or scholarship availability. So that was number 2, second criteria. Then we had also included how are these colleges or universities ranked against each other for each of the majors. So that was another criteria. And then what's the annual tuition fees for each of these universities? How much am I going to end up paying for this higher education? That was another one. And then we had the score requirements, and also how close are these universities from our home. So based on these criteria, we had asked all of you to come up with your visualizations using Tableau, of course. And we got a lot of entries, a lot of submissions. If you can go to the next slide, Kathy. So we got these submissions. I think the last submission that we received was sometime towards the end of last week. But we got all the submissions from you guys. And based on that, we have selected top 3 winners of this event, and we would like to announce those names. And as part of this event today, what we would do is the people, the top 3 winners, will be walking us through their dashboard design, giving us an insight to their story, what were their thought process was, what type of insights they are providing to us as part of these dashboards. So that's what we would do. So all the 3 top winners will spend about 10 to 12 minutes, and they will walk us through their dashboards, and we'll look at that. Feel free to ask any questions along the way, but that's what we will do in this session. Okay, Kathy, Adam, anything else to add to that?
No, I think you covered.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was great. Thanks.
All right. So Kathy, Adam, myself, and Maria, we 4 were the judges for this hackathon event, and we used some of the judging criteria that Kathy is sharing right now on her screen. The main idea was that we would look at the design and layout of your dashboards, how easy it is for us to read your dashboard, what sort of story are you telling, what kind of insights we can get from the dashboard that you have produced. Have you used the appropriate visual techniques that we use normally in Tableau? Like, are you using some of the best practices that we follow in Tableau visualizations? And also, what's the real insight that we are getting from data? Is it, do I get all the information readily available, or I have to flip back and forth and then get to the bottom line there? We also added the bonus points. So depending upon how simplified your charts, your graphs were, we gave some bonus points on that. And also we had some bonus points for uniqueness of visuals. So we all tend to use a specific type of visualization, but if you went above and beyond, you explored a completely new type of visualization, then we have given some bonus points to that. And we have different weightage for each of these criteria there. Okay. So with that, I would like to announce,
Is the winner.
the winners.
Drum roll.
All right, Pavan Verma Manthena, you are the second runner-up. Big round of applause for you.
Thanks, Varun.
All right, so that's our second runner-up. Going next, our first runner-up is Chetna Rajabhoj. Chetna, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving one level up, we have Monisha Jan. She is our winner of this hackathon event. Congratulations, Monisha.
Thank you. Thank you, Manoj.
Very well
Thank
done,
you,
all of
everyone.
you.
Oh, yeah, very well done.
Thank you.
All of you, yeah, you all did a fantastic job. It was really difficult for us to find top 1, top 2, top 3, and all the other submissions that we saw also were equally good, but we had to choose top 3 winners, so that's what we have done. But congratulations to all the people who took their time and gave us their submissions. It was a great effort. Thank you so much. All right, so we will go in that sequence and we will have Pavan go first, and then he will walk us through his design techniques, his story that he has come up with, and some of the key insights that he can provide using his dashboard. And then we'll have the same thing done by Chetna and Monisha. So Pavan, you're up next.
Yeah. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Yeah, good use of presentation mode. For those that don't know, just like PowerPoint, there is a full screen mode which hides the development window, which is great for presentations, and not everybody uses that often enough.
Yeah. Okay. So we have seen the considerations or the key points which parents or students will look at while selecting their colleges. So first thought that I got is usually the private universities will charge more than public universities. So I thought of segregating the universities by state-wise, showing which state is leading in the private university sector and which state is leading the public university sector. But to my surprise, of course, New York and Pennsylvania are both near in having the private university sector, but also Pennsylvania is having the more public universities. So I have taken the filters both private and public in the same thing, so that the same visual can show both the information. And moving on to state-wise college information, I have segregated again, showing the count of the private and public universities as per the state, and I have applied the filter common to all the visuals which are shown over here. So all the universities which are present in a particular state will be given in a list form over here in the text form. And once we click any of the universities, I have created the URL filters to navigate to the Wikipedia page, so that anyone can have a quick resource to go to specific websites like the college website or something directly from the Wikipedia page. I thought it would be a central point to navigate. And moving on to the next consideration, which students usually look, is the financial aid. And as the data set has religious affiliation attached in the data set, I thought of digging more into like whether religious affiliation colleges or universities are providing more financial aid to their students. Or the I have considered only the freshmen in this aspect, because mostly if the freshmen, like I have taken freshmen as a metric, whether religious affiliated colleges or universities are providing more financial aid to their students. So so here is the average percentage of funds or financial aid the freshmen are getting in religious affiliation and a non-religious affiliation, and the count of the colleges in these two sectors. And depending upon these filters, the university and whether it is religiously affiliated or not will be shown over here. And this is the percent of freshmen who are getting the aid. And moving on to the ACT scores, I thought of again showing it in a geographical fashion so that people can understand like which universities are, or sorry, which states having universities that are requiring high ACT scores or SAT scores. So depending upon the filter, again, it will be shown like which states are demanding more SAT or ACT scores. And a consideration that I did was what is the distribution of each of these scores, like how the universities like as per the state basically. So this all these box plots will show like the lower hinges or the upper hinges, or like the lower and upper limits of ACT and SAT scores. So coming to the tuition fee, again, using the geographical maps, so the East Coast and the West Coast are showing more trends in like having more tuition fee, more average tuition fee than the interior region tuition. That's one insight that I found. And I've made a couple of interactions between state-wise scores, the SAT and ACT scores, and the fees. So the patterns which I found were the East Coast and West Coast colleges mostly. The New York and California requires competent scores, and also the tuition is also very high. Maybe this can be due to the high cost of living over there, or factors like that. While the colleges in Colorado, Arizona, Wyoming, Utah requires competent scores, yet they have very less tuition fee requirements. And another aspect is the proximity from their place, from their home. So I have included the state and the county. So depending upon the county, it will show it will group basically according to the state and county name, so that people can know the proximity universities before applying. That's all in my dashboard, but I thought I thought that I could do involved in this dashboard were first thing, the ranking of the universities. I thought of like taking some data set from university ranking or some other website, some renowned website, so that I can join with the IEPDS data set which everyone received from this hackathon, and combine these both, and thought of giving the rank in all these majors that I could have involved. That's one thing. Or otherwise, in the same data set we have other parameters like the number of people getting graduate in all graduation or undergraduation from each university, and the endowment assets that each university have. Maybe depending upon those also, I could have included the rank of each university and have projected that. That's one thing I thought making. Yeah, that's all. If anyone has any doubts,
Any questions from anyone? I think it's just pretty neat work, Pawan. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
This looks very good overall. It tells us a lot of different stories. It covers all the problems that we were asking, different style of designing these dashboards. I mean, we'll see a slightly different way how Chetna has designed it or how Monisha has designed it, but this gives us a very good insight overall. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. If there are no more questions, then we will have Chetna go over her dashboards and provide us a quick walkthrough of the insights and the method that she used behind creating these dashboards. Chetna?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Sure.
And everyone can see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
So my thought process was, if I have to research for some program or university, how would I do that? So I started with the degree which I'm interested in. So let's say I want to look for bachelor's degree. So slow. Okay, so it will, so the map shows the number of programs which are available in each state. If I want to look in closer, so I can simply type here. So let's say I want to find bachelor programs in Connecticut. So I can see there are number of university like University of Connecticut, then there is Wesleyan University, New England Institute. So if I click on state, I get the list of university which on the right side of the dashboard, which is ranking of institution. Now here I have given some parameters where we can see the ranking of institution by admissions or by the admit rate. The ranking is in the descending order. So if so let's say I want to see the University of Connecticut stats. So in this tooltip, I can see the admit rate, the in-state and out of state tuition, and also the SAT scores required for undergraduate program. If I click on this bar, I get the details tab for the University of Connecticut with admission and test scores in one on the left side, the student distribution by gender and by race on the on the top part of the dashboard, and the tuition and financial aid on the bottom side of the dashboard. So here is the total undergraduate enrollment information, and here is graduate enrollment information. Here is the detail of the freshman students who applied with ACT scores, and here are the students who applied with SAT scores. And this is the score SAT scores in different category like critical reading, maths, and writing. And this is the ACT score ranking. Here is the tuition fee, and I have tried to show the financial aid. The green bars show the aid, and the yellow bars, they show the loan information, which was availed by freshmen. So this information, so the information like SAT scores and financial aid, it's only applicable to undergrad students. And this is the total enrollment of the university. I can go back to the previous dashboard, which is my main menu, using this link. And if I want to go, if I want to check for other programs, I can also see that. There are certain programs which are not available, for which this map will show blank. So I cannot select that state here. So this was my dashboard. Anybody
Nice.
have questions?
One quick question, Chetna, from my end. So regarding the proximity between your home to some of these universities, do you have a view in here for that? Or that's part of that summary that we have there on the second dashboard, right?
So the distance from home, I have only included a map to see. So let's say you have to find programs near your home. So you can simply type the city. So here I can say New London. So that map will simply zoom in, and if there is not, or if I have to like find program, I will simply select like this,
Right.
and it will show the results in the right hand side.
Got it. Okay. Nice.
Few things I wanted to include here is I wanted to show the comparison uh, between the universities. So let's say if I wanted to show the fee of similar university in the tooltip, but it was that it was not fitting in this tooltip if the programs are like number of programs are more than 10. So that is why I did not include that in this tooltip. Second thing I wanted to do was I wanted to create a storyline, but the storyline takes half of the page in showing the menu of stories. So I was not able to put everything in one dashboard, and that's why I went with dashboard instead of story.
I actually prefer dashboard to story in part for that reason. It takes up space that you don't necessarily need to use. And story does have its place. I think of it like a PowerPoint replacement, like if you're going to demonstrate something to someone and want a live slide almost, and you can annotate quickly and have multiple versions of the same thing. But yeah, no, don't feel bad that you didn't use that piece. And then for the tooltip, did you know you can expand the size? Did you try that?
Yeah. So I mean, visually it was not looking very nice, because if the number of programs are more than 10, so it was like going all over the place, at least in Tableau public. In workbook worksheet it works fine, but when I try to import that in public, everything goes out of it doesn't look good on Tableau
Yeah,
public.
that's something that Tableau is still working on, making
Yeah.
public and desktop match, and even server and desktop. It's not always a one-to-one relationship. It's a tricky balance for them.
Yeah, workbook looks really nice, but when the same workbook is imported into public, the formatting gets changed, and so I had to actually go back and forth with worksheet and try to publish it multiple times to see if font and everything was okay.
Yeah, we like the layout of your dashboard a lot. The choice of color codes, the templates, and everything was pretty good. So great job.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Chetna from anyone else? All right. Thank you so much, Chetna.
Thank you so much.
Monisha, you are up next.
Yes, I'm going to share my screen.
Sure.
Is it visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Monisha, and I'm currently a graduate student of Master of Science in Business Analytics at University of Connecticut, and I'm currently interning as a data analyst at Slalom Consulting. First of all, I would like to thank the Fairfield County Tableau user group to conduct this hackathon. I actually got to learn a lot while making this dashboard. So thank you. Now I would like to present my work. Just to give you an overview of the data, we have the details of 1,534 colleges in the United States. The data consisted of the location, that is the longitude, latitude, tuition fees, that was like in-state, out of state, SAT, ACT, percentile score, and much more. So I selected 5 important elements, which were the main part of the judging criteria, which each student or a parent look for while taking this crucial decision of selecting the college or university. 2 years back, even when I was in the same situation where I had to shortlist universities in the United States for my master's. So keeping that scenario in my mind, I have tried to build this dashboard. First thing is to check the tuition fees for the college. In this dashboard, I have used the in-state and the out-of-state tuition fees data for year 2013-2014 for the students living on campus. So first, I use the longitude and latitude data to create a symbol map. Then I put the out-of-state fees column in color. So the darker the color, the higher the tuition fees, vice versa. And for in-state field, I have put it in size. So the bigger the circle, the higher the in-state fees of that college, and vice versa. Then I put the filter for choosing the colleges by state, or you can select the college by name if if the user already knows the name of the college. So I'll just show you, like, for example, if we just go with Arizona. So now you just have this colleges which are in Arizona. And once you hover over it, so you can see what is the in-state tuition fees of that college, the out-of-state fees. So you can make a comparison, like if I'm already living in Arizona, so how much is going to be the fees for me? And if I'm in Connecticut and I'm choosing a college of Arizona, so that could be the average out-of-state fees for me. And the percentage of freshmen receiving any financial aid is also I have submitted, so that you get a proper idea that, okay, even if the fees is like 42,000, but then 83% of them are getting aid. So there is a good chance that I might also get some financial aid. So it'll be better for me to choose a college. Then I have actually, in order to know whether a college provides the research opportunities or not, I have used highest degree offer column from the data which was provided to us. And I created a dimension that was research and scholarship using the calculated field. So I created a Boolean field like yes or no. So if a college offers research or scholarships, it will say yes, else it will be no. So as you can see here in Arizona, these are the number of colleges. And if I go with this college, which is University of Arizona, so I can find that they do provide the scholarship. So that's a good thing. So it'll be easy for me to make a decision. And if I just say, or, so I have written, that's why, or I have written, because it's not both you can do. Because if you select a college name and then you select the state, that's not going to work. So how it's going to be is like, first you select, you can just do it like select colleges by state, or you can select by name. Let's just say if I already know the name of the college, that is, let's just say Alaska, okay, this one. So this is the college, and I can see that their in-state fees is less. They do provide financial aid like 97%. And also they provide research and scholarship availability. That means they do have PhD courses on something. So I get a brief idea about it, that whether this college is financially good for me or not, I can whether go for it or not. So this was the tuition fees. The second element is the SAT and ACT score, because the student or the parent needs to know that how much my child needs to get a SAT or ACT score to get into that college, although if the finance is covered. So in this, I have tried to answer 2 questions, which each student has, that is like, which exam should I give to enter a certain college or university, and how much score I should get to get a short admission into that college. So the first thing is I made a side-by-side bar chart showing the percentage of the freshmen submitted which exam for each college. So if you can see here, like a Union College, if you hover over it, you can see like, okay, 73.3% students have submitted ACT scores. and just 26.7% have submitted this. I'm sorry, this is ACT, this is SAT score. So 26.7% submitted SAT scores. So I know like which exam I should give for it. Similarly, I have created like it for all the colleges I have shown us. Like here you can see like Westminster College, it's almost same, like 45, 55. So it doesn't matter which exam I give, that should be fine. Then here I have made the cross tab showing the average SAT score in math, writing, and critical writing for SAT. Here I have shown the 75th percentile score. We had 25th percentile and 75th percentile score, both were given to us, but I chose 75th percentile only because that means that 75% of the students have scored this much or lesser than that. So if a student scores this much, he or she has a fair chance of getting into the college. So that was my thinking. And even for SAT, we had the overall score. So I used it to make a cross tab. And then I actually set these scores as the range filter applicable only to these cross tabs. So you can filter colleges by state also, by name also, and by the kind of score which you have got, or the score which I should aim for a college. So let's just say, I'll just show. So for writing, let's just say I have 608. So this is for SAT. So I know this list, like if my range is 608 to 800, if this is my range, like minimum, if I get 608, this would be the good colleges which I can get. If I increase my math, okay, my math score is really nice. So the colleges get much better because the score is higher. My critical reading is not that so good. So these are the colleges where I can get admission to. So this is the list. Similarly, I have done for ACT as well. I will just demonstrate that as well. So if my overall score is, let's just say 24.6. So these are the colleges which I can get into. Okay, my ACT is really good. So these are the colleges where I can get, like California Institute of Technology, Brown University. These are some really good colleges where I can get into. So, okay, parents can think like, okay, if my child gets this much score, these are the colleges which he can get into, he or she can get into. So that is the ACT score. I have also, similarly, the way I did in tuition, I have done the same thing, that I have put filter in by state and by college, by name also. So again, let's just say I choose California. So these are the colleges of California, and these are the scores here, which you can see, which I can get. I'll just choose a smaller state so that you can see easily the name of colleges. So Alaska has just like one college, that is Alaska Pacific University. So I can see what is the requirement of SAT, ACT, and that's sure that I should give SAT because it's highly preferred there. Like 74% of the freshmen who got admitted there submitted SAT scores. So that's really good. This is by the state. And if you want, you can choose by name also. So let's just select the same college just to see like, okay, it's working nicely. And you're able to select by name also and by state also. Now, the third thing which was important was demographics. So here I have covered two things, that is gender and race. The data was given to us. So in this, I have made a butterfly chart. So which is very common in Tableau. Like if you are showing gender, so you can make butterfly chart. So in order to create this chart, I made a calculated field by giving it a value of 0, and I name it as central axis. And I put it actually in between the, so I made like two generic bar charts that was of male and female. I created a 0 value central axis. I put it in between of males and females, and then I reversed both the bar graphs. That's how I created this butterfly chart. For race, I have made a simple bar chart showing the percentage of the total enrolled that belongs to a particular college, particular race for each college. So if you can see here, like Adams State, this is the distribution. Like, okay, this is like 56% are white. There are 7% which are Black or African Americans. Asians are 1%. So that can be seen. And here again, I have put a filter on the overall thing. That is, you can select by state. So I can see like these are the colleges in Arizona, and this is the distribution here. And this is the race here, which you can see. The fourth is every ranking, like every student or parents wants to know like which are the top colleges, top 10 colleges or top 25 colleges in which they want to do a major. So as we did not have the ranking data available, so I scraped the data from a website called niche.com, which is very well known in United States for providing college data. I took this data only for the top 10 colleges for 25 majors, which are very common. And I've put a major in filter, the types of major and filter, so that the user can select the colleges as per the choice of their major. Let's just say if I want to do a course in business. So these are the top 10 colleges where I can aim for. If I want to do in film or photography, so these will be the top 10 colleges for that. Last but not the least important point, parents are usually concerned about how far their children's college is going to be. Maybe the students do not care, but then parents are really concerned about that point. So I calculated the distance from each zip code of United States to the zip code of 1,534 colleges. So for this, first I downloaded the US zip code data, which has approximately 33,000 zip codes. And then I did a cross join of this data with the zip codes of the college data, which gave me almost 51 million rows, and that I did in Python. Then I imported that data on Tableau, and then I did the distance calculation on Tableau. So the first column, while making this thing, so in the sheet, in the first column I put was the US zip code. The second column was the college zip code. Then I actually calculated two measures. One was the start point using the longitude and latitude of the US zip code. And another point was the end point using the longitude and latitude of the college zip code. And then I made this was done using the make point function in the calculation field, which we have in Tableau. So then I use the distance function in the calculated field in order to calculate distance between the start point and the end point. So this gave me this thing in miles. And it's a very simple formula in the Tableau, where you just have to select the start point, end point, and it will give you the distance in miles, kilometers, whichever metric you want. So that I did, and then I removed those columns and I put the zip code and then this college name as a filter, so that it becomes user friendly. So you just have to select the zip code and your college name, and it will give you the distance. So let's just say this is my zip code. And I live in Connecticut, so I can see that, okay, Central Connecticut State University is 18.19 miles, 91 miles. If I choose some other college, as I'm from University of Connecticut, so, okay, here it is. Okay, it's just 11 miles, so it's a good thing. Like it's in my proximity, so it's really nice. So that's how you can do the calculation, and that's it. That's what I did. The only issue which I got was as it had 51 million rows, I was not able to upload it on Tableau Public, because Tableau Public has this 15 million limit. So in order to publish it on Tableau Public, I actually reduced the rows by just taking the US zip codes of Connecticut State. And that's how I did it. I would be really happy if somebody can tell me how can I solve this issue, like if I want to do this in Tableau, whether it is possible or not. I'm not sure about it. So that's how I did it. Thank you so much.
This is awesome.
Awesome. Yep, that was great. Thank you so much, Monisha.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Kathy. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
I like how you made it like an application, almost going through the story. So there's a good use of story, even though I did knock story earlier. It's a good use of it. You had a cover page, and then you walked users through your journey, and interesting use of the distance calculation. It almost looked like a real map.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, good show.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm open to questions as well, if anybody has any questions.
Seems there are no questions.
Yeah, the distance calculation is a new one. Actually, I haven't used it yet, but can see it's useful.
Yeah, actually, I saw it on a YouTube tutorial, how they have made it. And it was like for a different data set. Somebody has put up a proper video of calculating distance calculation of Las Vegas resorts, like from one resort to other resort. So they have given that calculation on YouTube, which I referred.
See that? You could use Tableau to book your travel. Almost. Guide your decision to booking your travel.
I'll stop sharing.
Wonderful. So thank you, all of you, Pawan, Chetna, and Monisha, for doing a quick demo of the work that you have done. It was really nice to see, understand the insights that you were trying to provide us, and your thought process behind it. What are the different types of visualizations you used, and the calculations and everything. Everything was really good. Thank you so much, all of you. So you should expect to see an email in your inbox with Tableau gift cards. So once again, congratulations to all the top 3 winners.
Thank you, Manish.
Sure. So Kathy, do you want to share your screen so we can go over the remaining slides now? Anything else that Adam or you, Kathy, you want to cover, or we can go into the next slide?
I think the only thing would be to keep on testing things out in Tableau and trying things, and feel free to reach out to anyone else in the group. And we were talking about earlier how we have a very strong membership list of 7,000 people, but we want to try to drum up membership, so we keep rewarding our efforts. So if you can tell as many people as possible about this group, get them to sign up, keep in touch, get connected. Feel free to email any of us or connect to any of us on LinkedIn. We're now started, thanks to Kathy and Manish, Twitter group, and we have a new email inbox that all of us have access to. So lots of different ways to keep in touch, and please subscribe if you were forwarded this invite.
And let us know if you have any ideas, like what you want to us, like the topics that you guys want to discuss, and also any activities that you want to have in the future. Feel free to shoot us an email. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, you can see it. You're on the stay connected slide, Kathy, is that right?
Yes.
Yep, you can see it.
Yep. This is our email address. And if you want to join our LinkedIn group, click here. Yep. And this is the Data Analytics Leaders Network.
Yeah, so that's another group that coincidentally Manish and I are part of, and Kathy is a member as well. It was started by the Stanford Partnership, which also runs Stanford Innovation Week, and it's for Greater Fairfield to improve networking, improve understanding that you don't have to go to Boston or New York City to have greatness and quality of analytics leaders. We're all here as well. About job growth, networking, and interesting talks. There was one today about artificial intelligence by someone who was one of the early employees from Priceline.com and worked a couple other places that I forgot exactly his profile, but you can look it up. So feel free to go to that link to get to the Analytics Leaders LinkedIn group. If for some reason you can't request membership, just reach out to Monish and I think we're both admins to join, and we'd be happy to invite you.
Thank you for being here today and share your dashboard and also watch the show. And looking forward to see you again in the near future.